Hi friends, this is Naidu Chiriki. Um, I'd like to talk about a few experiences have happened earlier this week at work and at family, basically home. I thought some of these will be of benefit to you, your children, for that matter, anybody. So, you know, my son was here from college, for spring break. So we were watching Sadhguru's video. It was like 2 hours long video. Title is Youth and Truth, IIT students in conversation with Sadhguru. So this is on YouTube if you want to watch, but this is a long one. Youth and Truth. Basically, IIT students asking questions to Sadhguru in Delhi, basically. And Sadhguru answers those questions very patiently. And it's 2 hour long session. It's very interesting. So my son said, hey, this is like a movie. Before even we started, this is like a movie. So he was a little bit hesitant to watch the whole thing. But, so he started. We all started listening. 1 hour into it, and both my daughter and my son said, hey, enough for today, we'll do tomorrow rest of it. I was like, suddenly an interesting experience at my work came to my mind, and I was explaining him afterwards. So what was that experience? I think some of you may know Vajrasan, diamond posture. It's in yogic, one of the posture, yogic science. So it's very difficult. You can Google it, Vajrasan, Vajrasan, or Vajrasana. So it's very difficult, not difficult, but it is painful. So you can try it. I mean, I asked my son to try it. He couldn't do it for half a minute also. So it's that difficult for first timers. So my experience at work, right? So I was sitting on my. I normally do this. Last few days I've been started doing it after I eat lunch. So I sat on my chair, not on the floor, in the Vajrasan posture, and I was working on a presentation which was like, full involvement. With full involvement, I was working on the presentation. Uh, and after I did some chunk of work, I looked at the clock. It was 15 minutes. I was on Vajrasan. Sitting on the Vajrasan. So then I thought, really? 15 minutes? I didn't even notice that I'm in the pain. And no pain. I mean, completely, I don't even remember that I was on, sitting on a posture like that. And then I was doing a few other activities which were not really interesting. I was like, every 1 minute or so, or 50 seconds, 30 seconds, I was looking at the clock. Because, when I do that, I feel the pain. So then again, if there is a little interesting activity, I was experimenting. Little interesting activity, 5 minutes passes, and I don't even pay attention to my pain. So like that, for half an hour, I was on Vajrasan. So that was first time that long. But since then, I've been doing it every day, and even a couple of times, or even 3 times, and each time it is 30 minutes, and it is easy now. I can do it very easily, and I do it at home also. Now, There are huge benefits with that. You can Google it. You know, so that's not the reason why I'm talking about that for so long. Um, I was after I did that. I This was on Monday earlier this week, and thought came to me about a quote. So I do it. I write one quote. It's not necessarily a quote, but it kind of a message, and I put it in my signature. Every Monday I change it. So what I said is, it's a spring break time. So I said, vacation is required for multiple reasons. So people say, yeah, you have to go on vacation frequently. So multiple reasons are there. Though I mean some of them are obvious, but one reason that is not necessarily people are aware of it. They may not be conscious of it, but this is very important reason. So what it says is, they don't enjoy work life or home life. The people who go on vacation, right? So they don't enjoy work life or home life. So for such people, if they go on vacation, right, what happens? As soon as they come back, they want to go again on another vacation. If if work permits, or if there is no money restrictions, or if the people have enough vacation, money is not the issue, then they want to go again. If there is no other compulsion or obligation at home or whatever, they want to go again, simply because they don't enjoy work, or even they don't enjoy spending with family. Maybe some problems, in the vacation time they forget about household problems, but they come back and again, boring life, people think. So what happens is, they because they are not enjoying, they suffer. To escape from that suffering, they want the vacation. So then what I said is, this is like an addiction. For example, people drink alcohol if they are not happy at home or at work, or some bad incident happens, or something bothering them, or drugs, or antidepressants, or sleeping pills, things like that. Or sweets. Some people eat sweets or eat a lot of food when they are not happy. So the a vacation is also a similar thing. But again, as I said, one of the reasons only. I'm not talking about other good reasons. Now, as soon as the impact of this, influence of this addiction or chemical wears out, what happens? You all know. So I don't need to talk about it. If people have that experience, I don't need to talk about what will happen after the thing wears out. So what I was saying is, address the root cause. So I explained this. I mean, I wrote this message. Even though I explained so long, but it is simple, 3 sentences. So I was telling my son about this quote. I explained him the same way. So I then came back to the issue where he could not sit for more than 1 hour. Of course, that's too much to expect from a student, but even adults will have that trouble. Even spending 5-10 minutes watching a video which is useful for them, which is which is helpful, or which is needed. So after that, I told him other examples. So if Sadhguru says this, there's a quote: if you do anything needed willingly, you will get pleasure. If you do the same thing unwillingly, it feels like rape. So if you see in these examples, if I don't enjoy work, I keep looking at the clock, right? Because I want to go home. What time? Oh, it's not over yet. Evening 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whatever. So you keep looking at the watch. what happens throughout the day, it's a suffering. So we don't enjoy work. I mean, work is like one third of our life, most part of our life. It is work. So if you don't enjoy, it's kind of, we are wasting our life. We're not living life. Even though money is coming, money is a different story. We are not enjoying life. But if you go back to my example of Vajrasana, doing it for 15 minutes, I lost my, senses basically. I was working, fully involved, right? So that example, if you see, it's painful. It was hurting me. It was painful. But even though it is painful, because I was enjoying that work at that 15-minute slot, I never felt like 15 minutes passed. So it was like times runs out so, flies so fast. If it is not interesting or boring or anything like that, if you think it is boring, the time feels like, 1 hour feels like 5 hours. 5 minutes, still 5 minutes only, right? So you will be suffering. That is my point there. So likewise, if you don't enjoy, for example, certain food, if you don't enjoy certain movie or certain conversation or certain talking, certain topic, or traffic, you're in the traffic, but you don't like, heavy traffic. Some people don't like, certain types of songs, certain types of music, certain types of, dances or events, external events, whatnot. I mean, there are so many examples. Try do this. If you don't like certain activity and you are forced to do it, how it feels like. See it, set a time, and then see how much time, how do you feel that your 15 minutes of that activity, how do you feel, how much uh, time in your mind you think it has elapsed without looking at the clock. It really feels long if you don't like a certain activity, right? Okay, so I was explaining all this to both of my children, and my wife was also there. So it was quite fascinating, and we were looking at few examples. For example, studies. If I don't like a particular subject, kind of feels like hell, that 1 hour class. So they would even hate that class. So what is happening here is, they are not liking what is needed. So it will be horrible. So importantly, that doesn't mean that you have to do what you like. No. Then again, it is like addiction. So if you are asked to do what is needed in your life, suddenly, every now and then, you would be distracted towards your addiction. For example, if you are a smoker, you want to go out smoking, frequently. So you wouldn't have concentration on the whatever you have to do, um, whatever is needed, right? So you can experiment this. If you, for example, you have a phone with you, and you are addicted to, let's say, Facebook or WhatsApp or whatever, or internet, or some video, whatever, on the online. So if you are asked to read a book, or you are studying for an exam, or whatever is needed, try it. You will frequently be distracted to the phone if you are addicted. Because if you don't like the studies, only then that will happen. If you enjoy that also, then you will not remember the phone for quite some time. So try this out, and it's not just for students, but even adults also can try this out, and then see how uh, you know to do certain needed activities. If you do interestingly, you will be happy, pleasurable. Otherwise, you will have miserable experience of doing the same thing. All right, thank you very much.